Hey guys and girls, have you recently remodeled your kitchen with Ikea section cabinets and you've accidentally covered up some ductwork? Well, we're going to show you how to relocate that ductwork quick and easy with minimal amount of skill or tools, so stay tuned. Good day guys and girls. So if you're new to the channel or if you've been following the channel recently, we've been posting a lot of videos about IKEA section kitchen cabinets, uppers and lowers. And the reason why is because we just finished an install here at my place. So if you're interested in other videos such as how to make a custom corner cabinet, mind you, IKEA does not make corner cabinets, or you want to learn how to install the IKEA deco strip top and bottom like a boss, or you're just interested in making a custom corner wine cabinet, liquor cabinet like the one you see here, this is the place for you. We will have those videos linked at the end of the video and it'll be in the description down below. So in the original layout of this kitchen, over here in the corner where we've got this nice custom hacked IKEA section corner sink, there used to be nothing. There used to be a floor register that was directly underneath that window right here. And it was really intended for like a little bistro table or even a small kitchen table. The stove was over in the corner here, and where this camera is set up, there was actually a wall. So we've completely flipped the design. We've made a three-sided kitchen, a U-shaped kitchen. And in doing that, we covered up that original location for that floor register, that grill or diffuser, whatever you want to call it. Heating duct, whatever suits your fancy. So the relocation of that duct is really quite simple. You will need a couple of hand tools that you might not have, tin snips. You might need to buy some tape, some other small items, but I promise you with this knowledge from this video and those couple of hand tools, couple specific items, you're going to be able to do this. And we're really catering right now to the DIYers. Chances are if you're having this installed for you, the installer is actually going to do it for you, or maybe they've written it out of their quote and they're charging some absurd amount. So we're just trying to help the common homeowner out here. Really is not that difficult. Okay guys and girls, so we're going to start by showing you what we did underneath here. So we've got our branch duct that's coming over. That's this round duct right here. In my case, it happens to be 4 inches. It'll probably be 4, 5, or 6 inches, especially if it's at the end of a line like this one was here. So 4-inch duct. We were lucky enough that there was a joint right here, and then there was an extension that continued past here, and there was a boot or an end that was removed from the end of the line there. So if you don't have a joint here, you're going to have to make a cut, and we're going to show you in a minute how to do that. So what we did is we took and we cut a hole around here. This is 4-inch flex duct that attaches to the 4-inch pipe. We took our saw and we cut a hole through the floor. Now it doesn't have to be round. You could use a 5-inch hole saw bit. You could use a jigsaw. You could use a reciprocating saw or a sawzall, or you could literally cut a square out with your skill saw just so that this flex duct can go up and around and underneath the cabinet. It's really quite simple, especially when you see it from down below. So as I mentioned before, you may not be as fortunate as I was and have a joint exactly where you need it, so you might need to cut the pipe. Now this is a 6-inch pipe, but same exact material. You can see that I've already done some cutting on this before, if you want to call it that. It's pretty crude. But if the pipe is in place, I would strongly recommend using an angle grinder or even a sawzall with a long bimetal blade on there to cut it. Now, if you can take it back to the joint and actually remove the pipe, that is the better option. And if you need to cut it down to size, basically you take your tin snips, which can be bought fairly cheap. As you can see, we've kind of straightened out that cut now. So it can be done quick and easy with tin snips, but if you've got a grinder with a simple metal cutoff wheel, it's going to do that job in about 5 seconds flat. So strongly recommend using that. Worst comes to worst, if you're having trouble, you could always go to an HVAC contractor and they'll actually make up a piece of pipe to the exact size that you want. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but it'll be professional and it'll save the amount of tools that you need to buy if you don't have them. And obviously getting nicks and cuts with ragged edges of sheet metal. Okay guys and girls, so back up here in the kitchen, you can see that round hole that we cut out for the flex duct. We've fed that flex duct in kind of a 90 degree and 90 degree turn up underneath the cabinets here. And we fed it out to the front of the toe kick, and we're ready to show you how we did everything else through the toe kick. So as you can see, with our ductwork extended, our flex duct right here, we've got what they call an end boot. Now they have these in different styles. They've got a left, a right. You can basically configure it to your situation, whatever you need. I just went with a simple end boot, 10 inches. By 3 inches. And we're doing 10 by 3. The toe kick itself is only 4 1/4 and maybe 4 1/2 with the little rubber sealer on the bottom. So that's why we went with a 10 by 3 end boot. Now to attach it to both the ductwork underneath and this ductwork here from the flex, all we're using is actual aluminum duct tape. So this is not your typical duct tape, which is that fiber kind of plasticky type of tape. This is specifically meant for HVAC use. Now there is another one out there that's similar to tucked tape, T-U-C-T tape, and it's silver as well, and it works just as well. Now to cut the actual opening in the toe kick, this is a plastic toe kick if you're not familiar. It's not metal, it's not wood, it's plastic. It's kind of a corrugated plastic. It's not super tough. I wish it would focus right along here, but as you can see, it's got some corrugations in it. It's not the hardest thing to cut through, but it is fairly rigid, I will say that. So really all you're gonna do is you're gonna take either your skill saw or a jigsaw to cut this out. Now you could use a Sawzall, but you need to be able to make a starting hole big enough that you can actually cut this, and that's pretty difficult. So I would suggest if you've got it, a jigsaw. Failing that, a skill saw will work just as well. Cut it out to the size of your grill. So here's the grill that we were using. So this is actually a wall grill, and there's actually holes to actually physically mount it to a wall. This would not be the kind that you lay flat in the floor. So it is, again, to match that ductwork, it'll be classified as a 10 by 3. And you can see it's slightly smaller so that it gets inside of that ductwork. But basically what it allows is the one to fit inside of the other. And all we're doing really is we're sandwiching this toe kick in between that. It's actually a fairly simple process. Again, with a little bit of tools, a little bit of knowledge, it's very easy for really anyone to do. So with the grill installed on the piece of toe kick, what we're gonna do is we're gonna secure everything, and we're gonna use, that's a self-tapping metal screw. It's got that tapping head on it, and what it'll do is it'll actually cut through this so that we can fasten this to this. And don't worry if you've overcut, kind of like what I've done here, where you've made that cut a little bit bigger than it needs to be. If this is loose in here, you could even get a grill that doesn't have these screws in it. If you wanted to do a floor grill, it would work. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna sandwich this ductwork, and we're gonna hold everything in place with those screws. Hopefully my hands and arms aren't getting in the way. Take my drill bit back, and it's really that simple. Everything's installed now, and it's ready to go. We even have the functionality of using this if we want, but I like the way that it's pointed right now. Kind of deflects everything down onto the floor and then up. And one of the nice side effects or whatever of having this is that the floor down in here when you're washing dishes, nice and warm in the wintertime, nice and cool in the summertime. So nice bonus that was unexpected with that. So we're just going to basically push this back into place and we're ready to go. And there you have it, boys and girls. Nice custom DIY grill through the toe kick of our Ikea section cabinets. I hope you found the video informative. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down, and tell me why down in the comments. We're trying to improve this channel all the time. There'll be links in the description to all the materials that we used. If you're new to this channel, maybe think about hitting the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you guys or girls anything, but it makes a big difference to me. We don't have the flashiest content, but right now we're providing you with content specifically to Ikea kitchens, because we hit a couple of roadblocks when we were installing our Ikea section cabinets and there was no content available. So I don't like to duplicate others. That's why we're here. We're providing content that you can't find anywhere else on YouTube. And I firmly believe that with a little bit of information, maybe a specific tool here or there, anyone, man, woman, young people, old people, they're capable of more than they could imagine, because you never know unless you bear. We'll see you on the next video.